Assalamu alaikum. I want to talk to you today about being arrogant. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that Allah will not look upon the one that is arrogant. And yet, here I am in what is a Muslim country, or a country of majority Muslims, and a man who was obviously Muslim by his dress and native of this country is driving up behind me at extreme speed. Now, let me give you the background. I just on my way home from the clinic with someone, a family member, who had almost fainted, who was very nauseous, was ready to throw up. So I'm driving at a normal in the neighborhood, because we're in a residential neighborhood that's full of bumps, also happens to be full of potholes. So I'm driving at a normal speed, which is the speed limit in this residential neighborhood. I'm getting ready to make a left turn, and this dude is coming up behind me like he's running away from a fire. And he zooms around the car. So as I'm making my left turn, and yes, I didn't put my turn signal. However, there was nobody coming in the opposite direction, and I know what I did. I should have put a turn signal, but I didn't. But he zooms around me on the left at a crossroads when I'm trying to turn left, and I almost hit him. He stops the car, backs up in such a way as to basically keep me from being able to turn into the road that I wanted to turn into, puts down his window, and starts screaming at me. And I look at him, and not the nicest tone, but I wasn't yelling at him either. And I tell him, "You just zoomed around me." And he says, "I'm on my way to the hospital with my son. He's sick." Okay, that gives you the right to be pissed at me because you made a decision to do something illegal, to be driving over the speed limit and to zoom on the left side of a person in a road that was illegal for you to do that. That's my fault? Yes, I didn't have a turn signal, but you should not have been driving that fast. So instead of like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in a hurry," and zooming off, he sits there for I don't know how many minutes yelling and screaming at me until I look straight at him, and I'm like, this is your country and the rules are yours and the rights are all yours because I'm not from here. All right, thank you, goodbye. And he continues to scream at me until finally he lets me go. He moves his car and gets out of the way. You're rushing to the hospital. It's a life and death emergency that you have to make all these dangerous decisions. You zoom past somebody on their left in a residential district going way over the speed limit, and you almost get hit because the person is turning into their street and it's their fault. That's arrogance. That is arrogance. That is something that Allah will not look at you for. Do you love Allah? Okay, I know there might be a bad situation, but do you love Allah enough that when it's a bad situation, you're going to be able to be strong enough to stop yourself and say, "I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was prepared to apologize for not having a turn signal, but I do not need to be yelled at when you did something even more wrong. You did something even more dangerous." May Allah give us the patience, the kindness, the character, the morality, the ethics, the goodness to remember that when we're wrong, we can say, "I'm sorry," instead of making other people angry with the level of arrogance that we show to them.